gonna actually start at the top of our mats. So just come to the top of your mat wherever you are. And like once you're there, just kind of just stand gently and stand just kind of relaxed and shake it out a little bit. You can close your eyes as we start to settle in. And just take a few deep breaths in and out. And for this class, it's 60 minutes total. So the first half is a Vinyasa flow, and then the second half is Yin, and then like a nice Shavasana at the end. So it's a nice little combination for those who are newer to this practice of mine. So once you are standing, just relax the shoulders away from the ears. And feel the breath flowing through the body. Feel the toes on the mat. You can wiggle the toes or just have them flat. And you can take the time to set an intention for your practice. Maybe it's just to simply be here and figure out what yoga is all about. Or maybe it's something deeper or different, but let it be your own. And know that this is your practice. This is your time to connect to your mind, body, spirit, emotions, whatever comes up. Allow that to happen. And go at your own pace. Do what you can. Do what you want. Because I'm only here to guide you through this practice. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out. We're going to do 2 deeper clearing breaths. So inhale, fill the lungs. And then exhale completely out of your mouth. Last one, inhale. And exhale. You can keep your eyes closed if you want, but you're going to inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. Go long through the fingertips, go long through the rib cage. Just imagine that you're reaching towards the stars and the moon and the sun and the clouds. And then bend your knees and forward fold gently down into ragdoll. So your feet can be hip width apart. You can keep your knees bent. Your arms can dangle long. Or you can clasp opposite elbows. You can relax the head. You can sway from side to side. Find stillness. But let this ragdoll be your own expression. And then bend your knees once more and roll up vertebra by vertebra as if you're in a bowl of molasses. So there's no rush to get up, and then roll the shoulders back. Bring your chin parallel to the mat. And then inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. Reach long through the body, and then bend those knees and forward fold once more to ragdoll. Maybe this time you do a different expression of ragdoll, or just find the one that you already did. And then inhale, lift all the way up. Roll the shoulders back, lift those arms up to the sky. Clasp the hands and interlace the fingers, but keep the pointer finger up and bring your big toes to touch, heels slightly out with about 1 inch. Or you can always have your feet hip width apart. We're gonna really elongate through the fingertip, the pointer finger, and then relax the shoulders away from the ears. And then inhale. Exhale over to the right side, making a half standing moon. Your eye gaze can go towards your left armpit or just towards me, the front of the room. And then inhale, lift back up, and then exhale over to the left side. Eye gaze goes up towards the ceiling, the right armpit, or just neutral towards me. Inhale, come back to center. Cactus your arms. So it's like a goal post. And really pull your shoulder blades together. Lift up through the chest. Bring your chin up to the sky. You can stay here, more of a neutral spine, or you can lift up through the chest and start to arch the back backwards for a deeper little back bend. And then inhale, come back up to center. Lift those arms up to the sky, look down, and swan dive down into a forward fold. You can always take more of a ragdoll moment if you want. You can always keep your knees bent or straightened, whatever is best for the yogi. Inhale, half lift by placing your hands on your shins, creating a flat back with the crown of your head towards the front of your mat. And then exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands down on the mat. I'm using blocks because my little T-Rex arms. And then step your right foot back. Lower your right knee down to the mat. Keep your left knee bent, and then inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. You can root down to those right toes, or you can unflex the foot. So inhale, look up towards the sky. Hold here in this low lunge. You can even put your weight closer towards the front of the room and lean into your right hip, opening up the psoas muscle, that hip flexor. Look down, lower your hands down to the mat to frame your left foot, and then straighten your left leg for half split. You're gonna lift your toes up to the sky, those left toes up to the sky, and pull the left hip back into its hip socket. The right hip is pushing forward to keep those hips square. You can keep the chest lifted, or you can hinge at the hips and forward fold over the left thigh. Let's just say good morning to your hip flexors and your beautiful hamstrings. Look down, lift up the chest, lower the left foot down to the mat, bend your left knee. Inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. Beautiful. Take a few deep breaths here. Now take your right arm out in front, left arm back, and look over your left shoulder. Finding the twist. Imagine that your shoulders and hips are still stacked on top of one another, and the twist is coming from the thoracic spine rather than the hips. Inhale, come back to center. Lower your hands down to the mat. Tuck your back toes. Lift your back knee. Hold here. High lunge for 3, 2, 1. Look forward and step forward into a forward fold. Hold here. And then bend the knees and roll up vertebra by vertebra all the way up to stand. Roll the shoulders back. Notice the difference between the both legs as we just did a few little movements. And then inhale, lift your arms up to the sky, look up. And then exhale, swan dive down into a forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Place your hands on your shins, create a flat back like a table. And then exhale, forward fold down. Plant your hands on the mat. Root down to your right foot as you step your left foot back. Lower your left knee down to the mat. Inhale, lift your arms up to the sky for low lunge. And always keep those toes tucked or untucked, yogi's choice. Look up towards the sky and just hold here. You can start to lean forward just a little bit, getting more deeper into that left psoas muscle. Hold. Look down. Lower your hands down to frame your left or right foot, and then start to straighten your right leg. Toes are pointed up towards the sky for a half split. Pull your right hip back into its hip socket, and then the left hip is moving forward to square off those hips. And once again, you can stay more upright Or you can start to lean forward and lean over your right quadricep. Yogi's choice of where you want to go. But whatever you do, take a few deep breaths and say good morning to your right hamstring. Breathe. Look down and lower your right foot down and bend your right knee. Inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. Hold here. Take your left arm out in front, right arm back. Look over your right shoulder. Finding the twist through the thoracic spine. So keep pulling the right hip back, left hip forward. Come back to center. Lift the arms up to the sky. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Look down. Lower your hands down to frame your right foot. Tuck your back toes and lift your back knee. Hold this high lunge for 3, 2, 1. Look forward and step forward into a forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands on the mat and step back into tabletop. So one knee at a time goes down, and now you're on all fours. And once you're here on all fours, make sure that your wrists and your shoulders are stacked on top of one another, and that your knees and hips are stacked on top of one another. You're drawing your low belly in, and hold this tabletop. Really spread your fingers apart. You can keep your toes tucked or untucked. And then inhale, lower the belly, pull that chest forward, chin up, tailbone up for cow pose. And then exhale, round through the spine for cat. So draw that chin into your chest, tuck the tailbone, draw the low belly in. And then exhale, round through the spine, lower the spine, And then inhale, exhale, round through the spine for cat. Inhale, lower for cow. And just keep going to this 2 movements according to your own breath. And just keep going. You're gently opening up the spine. You can incorporate other movements like rolling out your shoulders, shaking out your hips, shaking out the head. You can even flow back into child's pose a little bit and then flow back. Just make this as organic as you want, your own expression. And then come back into tabletop once you're done. Really pressing through your hands. Tuck those back toes. And you're going to extend your right leg out back behind you. You can always keep your right toes on the mat, or you can lift the leg. I'm going to keep mine lifted. And if you're comfortable here, you can just stay here. Or if you want a little bit more, you can extend your left arm out in front, thumb pointing up to the sky as if you're hitchhiking. And the left middle finger is really extending out in front. The toes can be pointed, or the foot can be flexed. Hold here. Lower the hand to keep the leg lifted. Lift the leg up just a little bit more, as far as you can lift it, and then pull that chest forward so it's like a cow pose. I'm personally feeling my glute muscle, my butt muscle. And then lower the knee down. Take a few rounds of cat-cow to release the back. And then come back into tabletop. Once again, really root down through those hands. Tuck your toes and then extend your left leg back behind you. You can point the foot or flex the foot. You can always keep the toes grounded as well. Stay here if you're comfortable, or if you want a little bit more, extend that right arm out in front, thumb pointing up to the sky, middle fingers pointing towards the front of the room. Reaching long. Hold here. Lower your hand, keep the leg lifted, and lift your left leg up as far as you possibly can go, and then pull that chest forward to create a cow pose, just with the leg lifted. And then lower it down. Bring your big toes to touch, knees out wide, sink your hips towards your heels, arms are out in front, child's pose. Lower the chest down to the mat. Forehead can come down to the mat. I'm going to be here for a little bit, so just take your time. Get comfortable, elongate through the spine here. And then come back up into tabletop. So walk your hands underneath your shoulders. Press up into tabletop. And know that that pose is always available to you when I offer down dog. So we're gonna really bring our hands probably about an inch or so out in front of you. You're gonna pull your chest between your arms. I'm gonna lower, you're gonna bend your elbows. You're gonna lower down through a baby chaturanga, keep the tailbone up towards the sky, and then lift up towards the sky for cobra pose. So your hips are now planted on the mat. Hold here. Draw those elbows close to your rib cage. Press to the tops of your feet. Maybe your knees are lifted. Breathe here. Inhale. Exhale, lower the chest down, bring your forehead down to the mat. Inhale, lift up into cobra. Exhale, down. 2 more rounds. Inhale, lift up into cobra. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift up into cobra. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. You're gonna keep your chest lifted, tuck your toes, press yourself up into plank pose. You can always keep your knees down for plank as well. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Send those hips up to the sky for down dog or child's pose. And once you're in down dog, make sure that your feet are hip width apart and that your hands are shoulder width apart. When you're pressing your weight into your index finger and your thumb finger, the L shape of the hand, your eye gaze is towards your belly button or your toes, and you're lifting up through the sit bones. And you're bringing your chest closer into your thighs, creating some length through the spine. Your heels can always be lifted. They don't have to be fully planted. And then wherever you are, look forward and walk your way into a forward fold. Tiptoe your way up there. And then inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. Urdhva Hastasana, palms are facing one another. Clasp your hands at the top. You can keep your prayer hands or you can interlace your fingers, point your fingers up. Inhale, exhale over to the right side. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale over to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Cactus your arms. Lift up through the chest. Really squeeze those shoulder blades together. Back bend. Breathe here. Inhale, lift those arms up to the sky. Look down and swan dive down to a forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands. You're gonna step your right foot back and then your left foot back for plank pose. You can always come down to your knees. Now hold this plank for 3, 2, 1, and send your hips up to the sky for down dog. And you can always come into child's pose too. Hold here. for 3, 2, 1. Look forward, step up into a forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Place your hands on your shins, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Now plant your hands on the mat. Step your right foot back. You can always lower your right knee down if you need to. We're going to inhale, lift your arms up to the sky for crescent lunge. So if you're on your knee, it's that low lunge again that we've already done. So yogi's choice, be honoring the body where you are. Holding here. Make sure that your shoulders and your hips are stacked. Your knee and your ankle are stacked. Hold. Now, you're going to start to lean forward, reaching to the top of your mat. Your arms are shoulder width apart. Draw the low belly in and up. Saying hi to your legs. Inhale. Exhale, lift up the chest. Holding here for 3, 2, 1. Extend your right arm out in front. Left arm goes back for that twist. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come back to center. Look forward, and you're going to step up into Utkatasana. So fierce pose, which is chair pose. Your knees are bent. Lift up the chest. Hold here. Hold. Sink down just a little bit lower. Just imagine that you're on a beach chair. This is not a fun pose for most, including myself. And then exhale, forward fold down. Straighten your legs as you go down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands. You're going to step your left foot back. And then inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. But if you're on your low knee, that's cool too. Holding here. Hello, Sammy. Hold. Make sure that your shoulders and your hips are stacked. Your knee and ankle are stacked. Inhale. Exhale, reach forward. Go long through the body. Draw the low belly in. Inhale. Lift back up into your crescent lunge for 3, 2, 1. Extend your left arm out in front. Right arm back. Keep pulling the right hip back. Left hip forward for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come back to center. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Look forward and step up into your Utkatasana fierce pose. And then lift up your chest. Hold here. Hold. Now, if you want, you can stay here flat-footed, or you can lift up the heels and come up to your tippy toes. Lift up the chest though. And breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the heels if they're lifted. Sink down into your chair. We're going to 3, 2, 1. Forward fold and shake it out. Woo. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands on the mat. Step back to plank. Your variation of plank. We're going to hold this plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Send the hips up to the sky for down dog. Go long through the spine. High gaze between your big toes or your belly button. Look forward and step to the top of your mat for a forward fold. Inhale, lift those arms up to the sky. Clasp your hands at the top. Inhale, Exhale over to the right side. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Cactus your arms, look up, back bend. Inhale, come back up to center. Look down, swan dive down. Hang out here for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift those arms up to the sky. From here, we're gonna keep our arms lifted as we take your right leg back. So once again, we're meeting in this crescent lunge. Breathe here. You're gonna straighten your front leg to that left knee. So both legs are now straightened. And then you're gonna sink right back into your crescent lunge. That's 1. Straighten. Come back to crescent. 2. Straighten. And crescent. 2 more rounds. Straighten. Crescent. Straighten. Hold here. Now you can stay upright if you want, or you can start to lean forward, but holding this flat back. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Lift up in that low belly and inhale, lift the arms up. Bend the front knee, crescent lunge. Go forward into step forward into Tadasana, mountain pose, Samasthiti. Shake it out. Today's all about the hips and legs if you haven't noticed. So, once again, we're at the top of our mats. Inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. Hold here. And step your left foot back into that crescent lunge. So bend the right knee. Holding here. If your arms ever get tired, you can bring your hands to heart center. Hold. Straighten your front leg. And then bend. Straighten. And bend. 3 more rounds. Straighten. And bend. 2 more rounds. Straighten. And bend. Last one. Straighten. You can stay here, of course, or you can start to lean forward with that flat back. It's just a deeper variation. Hold. Lift up in that low belly. Inhale, lift up the arms. Look forward and step forward into Urdhva Hastasana. Great job. Shake it out. And sway like a tree. And then relax. So we're going to practice balancing poses. I know Matt in this group loves balancing poses. So he's giving me this look right now. So my favorite balance pose, if anyone's used to my classes, is tree pose. Because it's the most quote, unquote, basic looking one, but it can be really intense no matter how you create it. So what we're going to do is you're going to spread your right toes apart. Like really find that right foot foundation. So your toes are spread apart. You're putting weight into your big toe, and then the edge of your pinky toe, and then the 2 points of your heel. So you're making like that rectangle shape that your foot naturally looks like. And so from here, you're going to keep your hips squared. And then you're going to actually, everyone, bring your hands to your hips. Squeeze your hips together. Inhale, lift your left knee up to like a 90-degree angle. Hold here, flex through the foot. Find your balance here. So really press your weight into your right big toe, right pinky toe, and then the right heel. Now take your left knee out to the side. Your hips aren't hiking up or doing anything. The rotation is coming from the hip. Now place your left foot on the inside of your right leg. It can be on the ankle, the inner calf muscle, the inner thigh, or some of you might be able to do the half lotus, which is the heel into that right hip crease. And then lift up tall. Find patience with yourself. Your arms can go out to like a goddess looking leg, arms, or out towards the sky, that prayer. But keep rooting down. You're gonna be here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release the leg. Shake it out. Your right ankle and right foot were probably talking to you for that was about 30 seconds. Another side. So once again, find that rectangle shape with the left foot. So that left big toe is pressing down into the mat. The left pinky is pressing into the mat. And then the 2 heel points are pressing into the mat. That rectangle shape. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, lift your right leg up to the nice 90-degree angle. Hold here, and you might notice immediately that there's a difference between both sides, and that's okay. And then take your right leg out to the side, fire hydrant, and then place your right leg on the left leg where it's most comfortable. And you might notice that the depth of your tree is different on either side. So find where's best for you on this side, and then lift tall like a tree. So you're lifting from the crown of your head, but rooting down through the left big toe, left pinky toe, left heel points evenly. And then your arms can go wherever they want to go. Draw the tailbone down, which I didn't cue on the other side, so I apologize for that. I'm going to be here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your knee and let it go. Shake it out. And then now, welcome to the yin practice, which is the deep stretching. So that was a slow flow vinyasa, but you probably still got your legs nice and warmed up. At least I did, I know that. So, first, we're gonna settle down, we're gonna shake it out, release any of that remaining energy, chi, whatever you wanna call it. We're gonna look down, you're gonna bring your feet like hip width apart or wider, whatever is best. And we're gonna come into a really relaxing variation of ragdoll. So your knees can be bent. And you can just kind of hang low, hang long. Your neck relaxes. The crown of the head relaxes. The belly or the thighs meet. Your arms can dangle. Or your elbows can clasp. And just be here. We're going to be here for about another 30 seconds. Ragdoll, just let it be. Catch your breath. Another 15 seconds to go here. And now from here, take any last movement here that you want. You can sway, or you can just let it go. You're gonna bring your hands to the mat. And you're gonna gently step back into tabletop. So bending one knee and lowering the next. And just take a few rounds of cat-cow here if you want. Or take any movement that just feels good to you. And just listen to the body and what it wants here. Trust that your body knows what it needs and wants. And then come back into the tabletop, just pure stillness of tabletop. And just be here. Really feel the mat underneath your hands, your knees, your feet. That connection to the earth is very powerful. It has you, it supports you regardless of the situation you're in. And then from here, gently bring your big toes to touch. Knees out wide. You're going to sink your hips down towards your heels. Your arms are going to elongate. We're going to meet in child's pose once more. And your arms can actually go wider to make kind of like a Y shape. And if you want, you can always bend at the elbows and bring your prayer hands on top of your neck. But it's a yogi's choice how you want to be here. Be here for a minute. So allow the spine and the hips to relax and the neck. Feel the breath flowing through the ribs, expanding the rib cage with every inhale and exhale, contraction and You can stay here, or you can walk your hands over to the right side, maybe placing your left hand on top of your right arm, finding a nice side stretch to the left side of your body. And then whenever you're ready, walking your hands over to the left side of your mat, maybe placing your right hand on top of the left. And then inhale, come back to center, come back into that regular child's pose. Then inhale, come back up to tabletop. Maybe you want to extend one leg and the other. Releasing the pose any way that feels good to you. Finding that flat back. Swing your legs out to the side. Plop your sit bones down, swing your legs out in front. Your feet can be together, so your legs can be together, or they can be hip width apart, or they can be slightly wider than your hips. So whatever is best for the yogi. And your toes are pointing up towards the sky. Move any excess little flesh from underneath you. Root down through the sit bones. Stay here. Your hands can be beside you or on top of your legs. Relax your shoulders. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. From here, you're going to keep your right leg extended. As you draw your left foot inside of your right thigh. And your left knee is hanging out. If you want extra support, you can always place a blanket or a block or a book underneath your left knee if you have one, if you need one. What we're going to do is, if this is enough of a stretch for your hips, stay here. Or you can start to lift your arms up to the sky and hinge forward over your right thigh. And lower your hands down to the mat beside you, your calf muscle, your ankle, or your toes. But just honor the body. And keep pulling your toes closer to your face. So you don't necessarily have to touch your toes. It's just your toes are flexed towards your face. And start to hinge a little bit deeper and just breathe here. Relax the shoulders and the neck and the head. And you might notice as we hold these poses a little bit longer, you can find a little bit more depth in the posture. "30 more seconds here. And then start to inhale, slowly walking yourself back up to a neutral spine. Take your hands behind you, fingertips towards me or to the front of the mat. And you're going to root down to the whole palm and then pull your chest forward. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Shoulder heads roll back as the chin goes up towards the sky. Countering that forward fold with a tiny little back bend. And then come back to neutral. Extend your left leg long. And just notice the differences in the body. Might be a subtle little change. And then other side. So keep that left leg long. Bend your right knee and bring the right sole of the foot to your left leg, the inside of your left thigh. Point or flex your left toes. Stay here just for a few breaths, allowing the hips to settle. You can stay here, or you can inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. Hinge forward over your left thigh. Lower your hands where they're most comfortable. And it can be different on either side. But most importantly, just relax the head and the neck and the shoulders. But keep flexing through the left toes. Flexing the left toes will help the hamstring and calf muscle, the back of your leg, stretch. And once again, you might notice as we hold these poses, you go a little bit deeper. Or maybe you stay exactly where you are. Just honoring where you are on this side. 30 more seconds. And then on your next inhale, slowly come back up. Walking the hands back up and then back behind you. Fingers towards me, palms down. Lift up through the chest, roll the shoulder blades back. Lift up the chin, countering that pose with the back bend. And then inhale, come back to center. Now bring both of your soles of your feet together, knees out wide for butterfly. Once again, you can stay more upright for this butterfly, or you can start to bring your hands to your feet or your ankles and pull yourself forward gently as far as you can go. It doesn't have to be all the way down to the mat. You can be more upright. You can stay here with your hands on your feet or your ankles, or you can start to walk the hands out in front, relaxing the shoulders and the neck. And finding a curve of the spine. And rooting down to the sit bones. I'm going to hold this pose, so get comfortable here. Take as many deep breaths as you need to here, and you'll find more space with the breath.
It comes to me upon the strings when I hear it well I say. I can't say it's my creation, staying patient what it brings.
30 more seconds here.
Let me say I'm coming humble, I don't know what's right or wrong. I just keep
And then gently, on your next inhale, roll back up. Vertebra by vertebra. Allowing the spine to stay upright, to find that recalibration. And just imagining that this vertebra is stacked on top of one another, just like it wants to be. Notice the subtle changes of the low back, the hips. And then bring your hands to the outside of your thighs and close your legs. Bring the soles of your feet to the mat. Your knees are bent, your hands are going to go beside you, and your feet are now going to go to the width of your mat. You're going to windshield wiper the legs from side to side. The internal and external rotation of the hips. You can even notice the difference of the two hips here. One might be more comfortable internally rotating, and then the other might be more comfortable with the external rotation of the hips. Welcome to the human body. It's not even, unfortunately. And then just find stillness. Planting your hands and your feet on the mat. Just lift up your chest, tilt your pelvis forward just a little bit so you're really on your sit bones. Pull the chest forward, chin up. You're squeezing the blades. And then from here, gently bend the elbows and lower all the way down to your backs. Your knees are bent. You can bring your heels closer towards your booty, your sit bones. Your hands can rest beside you. And just be here. Notice how the spine feels just relaxed on the mat. Maybe if you have a high arch in the back, start to press your spine down towards the mat. So maybe even tilting the pelvis slightly. And then just find your neutral spine. Rest here. Draw your knees up towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins or maybe underneath your knees. And just roll from side to side. I'm going to come into a supine twist. So come back to neutral. Your arms are going to go out to a T shape where you can cactus your arms. You're going to lower your feet down to the mat actually. And then push your hips over to the right edge of your mat. And then lower both knees to the left side. So now you're in a supine twist on the left side. So your eye gaze can go up towards the ceiling, or it can go over to the right side. But moving down through both shoulders. You can always place your left hand on top of your right knee. That will deepen this stretch just slightly. And then slowly, my next inhale, draw the knees back to center. Lower the knees, and then lower the feet down to the mat and scoot your hips back to center. Inhale. Exhale, scoot the hips over to the left side of your mat. Lower both knees to the right side. Eye gaze can go neutral up towards the sky or to the left side. Your right hand can always be placed on top of your left knee if you want to go a little bit deeper. Taking a moment to notice what your body needs. And inhale, slowly come back to center. Scoot your hips back to center. Take your arms above your head. Reach long behind you. And then extend your legs long out in front of you. Giving yourself a nice long morning stretch. And then draw your knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Or maybe your hands go underneath your knees. And just roll from side to side. And place your feet on the mat. Hold here. We're going to bring the soles of our feet together, knees out wide for Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly. Allow the eyes to close, the arms to relax. Your arms can go out to the side to a T shape above your head. Slowing down the breath here. Maybe some of you want to place your hand over your heart and your low belly. That could always feel comfortable too, just to connect the heart center and the breath. Just allowing the body to soften here. You can stay here for your final resting pose in Supta Baddha Konasana, or you can take more of a traditional Shavasana with your legs long, your final resting pose. Your arms can go beside you. Do what is best, and if you have a blanket around you, you can place a blanket on top of you or over your eyes. But connect with the breath here. Take a few deep breaths in and out once you have found your Shavasana. Knowing that all the work that has to be done is complete. There's nothing more to do than to just simply be here. Where can you let go just a little bit more? Maybe on the body level, mind level, spiritual level. Surrendering into this moment. Within this last few moments here, how can you let go just a little bit more? Start to reconnect with your breath. So taking deeper breaths in and out. Start to wiggle your toes and your fingers. Moving your head from side to side. And then drawing your knees into your chest. Wrapping your arms around your shins and just rolling from side to side. And then rolling over to the right side for fetal position. Just allowing yourself to be here. Connecting with your intention or dedication for the practice if you set one, or just simply observing what it feels like here. And then using both hands, press yourself up into a comfortable seated position. It could be seated like crisscross, kneeling, butterfly. And close your eyes. Relax your shoulders. Relax the belly. Feel the earth underneath you. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out. I want to thank every single one of you for being here today. Even though we are virtually together, the energy is still very vibrant and very much alive. So take a moment to say thank you to those in this virtual space with you. And then I want to take once again, to just say thank you, thank you, thank you. We are one. We are connected. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. I bow down to you. Namaste.